to this computer. All right, we are having introduction to the liver rescue cleanse based on Anthony Williams' book, The Medical. He's the medical medium, and it's on liver rescue. And I just did a preamble and I didn't record yet, so we'll add a little bit more in a moment. But Connie was part of our liver rescue cleanse last time, the 9-day guided cleanse. And I would love, Connie, if you just shared why did you join, and then what was your experience, and what did you appreciate, and any benefits that you got.
Um, I joined because I wanted to increase my energy because I was just lagging a bit. And uh, the benefits were many. I released 9 pounds. Um, I feel better. My energy has, uh, it's kind of gone through the roof. I'm learning now how to deal with all this energy. It's a good thing, but I haven't had this much energy for years. And I haven't been this slender since I was in high school. Like, like that's the amazing thing to me is how your body starts to change. You know, my skin started to get a little softer. Um, uh, I could tell when my energy was dropping, and then there was snacks, and then I could feel my energy raise back up. So it was it's a powerful tool. I have done lots of um, changing how I eat, not having as many processed sugars and stuff. But since the liver cleanse, I've changed again a little more, and uh, it's interesting how my body is responding.
Awesome. Yeah, I just so happy that you had such wonderful transformations and benefits. What did you appreciate about me guiding you and being in the group?
We the morning call was wonderful because we were there to support each other. And my plan is to do this liver cleanse, but I won't make it on as many calls this time. But there was always lots of support, and you were never hungry, which I appreciated.
Awesome. Excellent. Um, Joanne or Laura, do you have any questions to ask of Connie before she has to leave? And then we'll go over. Um, my plan is to go over some education about the liver for you, and then to give you a sense of what the cleanse is like to see if it's a fit for you for this round. And then if you decide that you do want to join, um, on the 28th of June, I'll be offering an intro, and it'll be more in depth into what you need and grocery list and everything to get started. So, um, yeah, any questions you've got for Connie while she's here?
You mean the 28th of January?
Yes.
Okay. Um, yeah, when the person, because I hear this a lot lately, when a person says they have a lot of energy, what can you define that? What kind of energy is that?
Well, um, there's a couple different kinds, but what I've discovered most of all is that instead of having a nap at 2 in the afternoon, I'm looking for the next thing to do. And I was busy today. I had a full day. I rode my horses. I came in at 3 o'clock. I had a little conference call I had to take care of, and that wasn't done until quarter after 5. And then I started to make risotto. At 5 o'clock at night, I started making risotto. And it's like, I could have never done that. We had a family meal last Sunday. I got up in the morning and made fresh cinnamon buns for the family meal. Like, I just, um, I, this morning I reconciled the last 2 months of my books, which is something that usually would there's I come up with every excuse, but my body's like, yeah, no, we can do this. And it's
Huh?
done. I'm caught up. Like it's and it was a little slow and gradual. And as your liver starts to feel better, then it like I'm still feeling the benefits and my energy is still increasing. So I don't know what the limits are yet. I haven't found them.
Wow.
Well, and the thing I would like, I am 63 years young. I feel more vital today than I did at 40. And I had way more belly fat at 40. Uh, well, I had way more weight altogether. I just weighed myself yesterday and I weigh what I did in my 20s.
And I
And
weighed what
it's
I
not
did in
just
high
the
school.
weight, because I didn't have a problem with the weight that I was, but I let go of the belly sort of bloatedness that I had, and I just feel more vibrant. I feel more vibrant. And most people don't believe when I tell them I'm 63. They're like, what? And so, do you want to tell them how young you are, Connie?
I'm 65. I'm
Mm.
65, and when I put my clothes on, um, there's a smallness feeling to me, but smallness in a big way. Like my clothes, just everything feels better. Like I went and bought a pair of size 7 jeans. Yay me. I haven't worn that size since high school. I weigh what I weighed in high school. My hips are bigger than I was in high school, but that's children for you.
I was gonna say you birthed some children too.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the thing that's really great, Laura, when you're asking about the energy is, so I have not drank coffee for over a year and a half now. I don't drink alcohol anymore by choice. It just seemed a bit counterintuitive after investing so much time, money, and energy cleansing my liver. And I literally could feel alcohol when I did have it going in like a poison. I'm like, what? So that's just a choice. Um, but I don't need like a boost of caffeine anymore. As a matter of fact, most people think I'm already wired on something. They're like, what are you on, Virio? And I'm on life. Now, I'm also in leading our pleasure program, which has pleasure practices, which contribute. And I know that I would not be at the level of vibrant life force energy if I hadn't also done the cleanse, because it's not only a physical cleanse, and maybe if you want to add anything to this, Connie, feel free. I think people come and they're thinking, okay, we're going to have a health reset for the body, which you totally get that. But I had several people also have emotional releases of toxic trauma from earlier in their life. The liver is connected with anger, so it can clear out old trauma out of the body. People have had spiritual awakenings too, like feel it's like a cleaner path to the divine, to God. It's like I don't have all this brain fog here now that's blocking my intuition, blocking God talking to me. So I've actually been quite pleasantly surprised this last round at the big transformations that people have had, that is like far beyond what I ever imagined. When I did the cleanse first by myself. I led one other person when I did it. And then I had such big transformations. I thought I'm going to do it again. And then people are like, will you guide us in it? And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll guide you. And I knew I was going to bring in belief or patterning so that when beliefs came up and fear came up, because I've had people that bought the book and started the cleanse years ago and never finished it. And they're like,
Ever
if I would
finished a book or the cleanse?
they bought the book, which is called The
Okay.
Liver Rescue, and
Yeah.
they never did the cleanse because they
Oh,
quit.
oh.
And so most of the people that did the cleanse have said that if they hadn't had the support, my support and the group support and the mindset coaching, they probably would have quit. There's
Mm.
hard moments. I think everybody had maybe at least a few hours or one day or one blip where it was like, oh, I'm going to quit. It's too much. I feel this. But as we're releasing the toxins, sometimes we'll feel worse before we feel better. But I will say everybody, some by day 5, some day 6, some not till great day 9, but everybody was just like glowing and alive and vibrant and just feeling lightness, mind, body, and soul. So I'm just so delighted that it's not just a physical cleanse. It's like a reset to on all those levels. So yeah, anything you want to add to that, Connie?
Just one thing. The most exciting thing for me is that back in August, I did some live blood testing because my energy was really low. And I made some changes to how I was supplementing myself. Um, and I tried some things, but the liver cleanse is what put me over the top. I went back for my uh, to review where I was, and my inflammation had probably gone from, I'll say 60 or 70% to down to less than 10. And there's just a little
Wow.
bit of inflammation left to remove, and um, that's why I'm doing the cleanse again, because I'm this close, and she doesn't want to see me again. She says there's no need. And so when you look at your live blood cells and they're working and they're happy compared to 5 months ago, I'm like, wow. And most of that was a liver cleanse.
Awesome.
Mm.
And a big piece of it is also continuing some of the recommendations after. So you have this beautiful opportunity to shift some of your eating habits. And I know you've done lots of that already, Laura. Um, so there are suggestions and recommendations that I make so that moving forward, you can maintain the energy, the better sleep, the reduced inflammation. We had one woman who, Leslie, is 81, I think, and she had high cholesterol for decades. She couldn't get it down. She didn't want to do medication. And her cholesterol, I don't know if you remember the numbers. I think it went from 250 down to 150. And she's just like, wow. And then I had Rachel was supposed to go, she's done a couple cleanses now with me. She was supposed to go on high blood pressure medication, and she told her doctor, I don't want to. I'm going to do this cleanse, monitor me. And her blood pressure is now normal. And she's maintained several of the protocols that I recommend, not 100%, but maybe 80%. And then I had another person who did the cleanse initially with me long time when I did it the first time, and he was on heart medication, and he asked his doctor to take him off the heart medication, did the cleanse, and never went back on. Also lost the distended belly. A lot of men have that distended belly, which is a fatty liver. The distended belly was gone. So even people who look really slim and healthy, we have fatty livers. I was just reading stats today, and 38 to 40% of North Americans actually have liver disease and don't know that they do. And I would say everybody has a toxic liver and they just don't know it. And they said that 49% are non-alcoholics and 51% of that group are alcoholics. A lot of people think, oh, if you've got a liver, it's because you drank too much. No, it's not. Our liver can get toxic from stress. Stress. That was the big one for me. I had a complete mental, emotional, nervous breakdown in 2016, and I had too much adrenaline, cortisol, and testosterone in my body. I was burning out my adrenals, and I wasn't eating regularly enough. I was not eating and I was working instead. I just I overworked, overgave to everybody else. People pleaser, putting myself last, including food sometimes. And when we don't eat, including fasting and a lot of the fasting that some people do, what it does is it actually sends a message to your adrenals. Oh no, we don't know when the next meal's coming. So they go into this starvation and they start pumping cortisol and adrenaline. So people get this bit of a high from fasting. They're like, whoa, I feel so great when I fast. Well, you just put your body into crisis. So it's not really it's with keto too, and a lot of those, right? They give this sort of burst, but it's not a sustainable one. It's one that you go up high and then you come down and crash. Whereas the liver cleanse, the energy that Connie's talking about is sustainable energy. It's like is there every day. It's not like a rise and a big fall. So a big part of it is actually eating more and eating more in harmony with what's needed. And I know, remind me, Laura, after I'll send you. I'm trying to remember, not Rachel, Joyce, who joined. There's a couple people who did the cleanse that had like, I don't know if it was IBS or if it was, I think it was Joyce or one of the women had her whole, like she had part of her intestine removed. So it may not have been, it might have been Adele. Anyway, she was able to do the cleanse And then I had another person who had oxalates were a problem. So we did substitutions. So I know how to do substitutions for when people can't have certain things so that the cleanse can work. Anyway, thank you,
I'm,
Connie.
I'm going to say goodbye. Good night, ladies.
Good night.
Thank you so much, Connie, for.
Hi, Connie. Oh, she's already gone.
All right. So if you want, Joanne, if you want to shut off your camera because it's not really showing anything anyway. And then I might just use this recording later too for people that yeah, so I'm gonna do a stop start on the recording. So we'll go do